go. My review. Um, this is my first review so far of the first ever Gorillaz album, which is Gorillaz, of course, which was technically sort of been called Gorillaz Zombie Hip Hop at first. It was rumored. This is a rumor or something like that. I don't know. And this is it. The first Gorillaz album, which is this, was a lot more adult vibes there, says it there. Back then, Gorillaz were a lot more punkish, metal, jazz, and all that stuff. Really good it was. And people still love it today. And it had its all good songs like Rehash, 5-4, Tomorrow Comes Today, that's a good one. New Jeans, Man Reaches, Punk, Soundcheck, Double Bass, Walk the House, Sign 2000, Latin, Shyman, I think, Star Sign, Slow Country, M1, A1 and 2 remixes, but the most classic of all, Clint Eastwood, which we all know, that one. But throughout the whole years and stuff, this has always been a great album. It made few platinums. Made a few great platinums. I think I sometimes think this could be one of the greatest. It has a lot of hip hop. Some people call this Russell's album because it's mostly based on Russell, the big drum machine. They did a tour as well, doing the Phase 1 tour. It's called the Phase 1 tour. I thought it would be called like the Gorilla Tour or stuff like that. But instead they just called it Phase 1. And it was a really good tour, really. People loved it. It was really interesting, not that bad, blah blah blah. Anyway, enough of that tour. Except that they also went to Tokyo, amazingly. But let's get to the main music beats. Most of the Gorillaz music was made by Studio 13 in Jamaica, I heard. And the main singles, which is Clint Eastwood, Walk the House, 2000, Walk the House, and Tomorrow Comes Today. Apparently, the first Gorillaz thing came out in 2000, I heard. With an LP, I think, called No Tomorrow Comes Today. And all that stuff, it was good, and Tomorrow Comes Today I liked. Apparently, one of the singles, 92,000, was never meant to be a single. As far as I'm told, and everyone else is told, 92,000 was never meant to be a single. Instead, it was 5-4. But EMI, which is now bankrupt, by the way, didn't want the song. I personally thought the 5-4 was a good song. It was interesting. It was a good rhythm guitar, everything. And the video though, they didn't like. A bit too skippy. If you haven't seen it, go on YouTube and check Gorillaz 5-4 video. It's just a drawing though. But if it was, it would have been controversial, people say. But there's a lot more controversial today when you see music. But anyway, this was a great album. There was other music that was left behind, but it was never really released. It was just like thrown behind and stuff. It was just thrown behind my case of LPs years ago. It's just like, I don't know. Should have put more songs into it. Here's some of the pictures. That's about my hand. Of great Gorilla memories. Brilliant, really. That kind of brings back memory there. Could see about Saddle. Punkish. This brings back a lot of memories to some people. Why you're thinking right now. Noodle. Yeah, great memories. Apparently, there's even, I have the DVD somewhere. I can't get it now, unfortunately. I might do it next time, apparently. But as far as the album goes, I think the first Gorillaz, most people loved the first Gorillaz album because it all had hip hop and all that stuff and gears like that. Some people may not like it, and some people may not. Don't. But there you go. But the main thing is this: some people know what happened to the last music of the CD. Well, they didn't get rid of it. They made this. Gorillaz G-Sides was made. Gorillaz G-Sides was the remix, well, compilation, sorry, of all the songs. And all the songs were good on it. Well, some of them were remixes. One of them was 92,000, a Gangbird remix. Another one was called Dracula. Rock the House Up, but when you went to one, the soundtrack, which is pretty decent, I liked it. First, I can't remember what it says there, Forest, I think it says that. But, yeah, I don't know about Forest, I never really was a fan of it, but then again, Clint Eastwood by a remix one, by Live Cyber someone person, and I liked it. Ghost Train, I do like that as well, it's alright. Number 8, Hip, I can't even spell it, say it. Number 9, sorry, Left Hand Suki, I think that was a good type, liked. And the final one, I think, yeah, and the final one, 1, 2, D3. Which I like that one as well. That's a nice, slow, and peaceful one. There's some songs you can, it's up to you which one you ever really like, really. My favourite, I think, of this is like maybe 1, 2, D3 or Left Hand or Ghost Train. But that's me, really. Some of you guys, which one would you pick? The album was a good success, but well, it was a good album, all leftover music. But never did great in the records, it's just a complex mason. What can you do about it? The Gorilla Skull. It was a good album. I wish they put more into it. There was other songs as well put into it. They never put in. 2D, Murdoch, Russell, and Noodle. I said all these pictures here, made by Jamie Hewlett. Great artist he is. Actually, that brings back a lot of memories when you think about it. 2001, creepy days and stuff. I swear that guy looks familiar at my school. I did have I had a friend like him who kind of looked like that. And he was and too, I think he had like severe problems, like he used to put his finger in his mouth and then throw up. Anyway, number 5, Forest. Don't know what that was in my Clint Eastwood, this one I like. Live Cyber was a good one. Murdoch and everything. I like this picture here. Beautiful. Ghost Train. Yeah, it's a good album. Left Hand. So again, 1, 2, D3. Two of my favourites, I think, of the whole album, and this and others, I think. And that's about it. Just the Gorillaz Sluggash. Yeah. So, there you go. Another great album done. But, like I said, the G-Sides was a good album, but they never really put much into it. There was other songs that was put into it, but they never really put them in. But there is one more from the Phase 1 tour. And this is a rare album. And it's Lukey Come Home. Or Gorillaz vs. the Space Monkeys. I don't even know. I can't even remember. This is a rare album, people said. Such a rare album. People say this album is so hard to get. Well, not without hardness, but it's hard to get now because it was made by a group called Space Monkeys, Damon Albarn's friends. But the album was so hard to get. I've looked everywhere on the internet and I just couldn't get it. I looked on Amazon and I got it. Mostly you can get it from the internet, of course, but as for stores, it's like one of the most hardest things. The remixes are good too. It's just a remix, but this ain't called a compilation or what studio. It's a remix album, all full of remixes from the first page. Two of my favorites is 2001 and 181. I still think at the end of the day, but I don't know. I still think at the end of the day, maybe this album would add more tracks to have fun with. And this is just a picture of the monkey in space. Wait, look, if we look behind it, and we get this. Not bad. Beautiful, isn't it? Ooh, ooh. Ah, ah. Noodle. Paper. Another monkey. Russell. Murdoch. Sorry, 2D. And right down there's Murdoch looking at the flashlight. Ooh. And that's Bookcraft spaceship, which Murdoch shot down. Apparently, it said it by Jamie. Shot down the ship and nearly killed all the three monkeys. Nice one, Murdoch. And then you have these pictures. Like, there's not really much seen here. I don't know what it is. Creepy though, really creepy. I still think it was a good album, remix album, before it came to an end. Apparently, after this album was done, the Space Monkeys came to an end. They just, like, packed up and ended. Like, for no absolute reason. They've never been made any music after that, the Space Monkeys. It was but just 3 members having fun and it just ended. Sad, really. Because they did good dubs. It was also made by Terry Hall, the person from Ghost Town. So it is sad, really, how they just ended. But they were with gorillaz and Demon Days. It's so weird, really. It just doesn't make sense. People wanted to know if they would come back, but they didn't. So, yeah. That's the end of my Phage one so far. These are the main Phage 1 CDs if you want to get. These two you can get. Mostly this one somewhere by Amazon or music stores ask. But if you can't get them on Amazon or eBay or anywhere. Including this Wary Monkey stuff. And also get the Gorillaz Celebrity 1 DVD. If you get if you get the Gorillaz Celebrity Takedown DVD, you'll have a lot of great fun with it. I've used it and it's a great DVD. You also got an extra DVD, so if you have a PC, put it in and you'll get some really funky stuff on your computer. Well, that's the end of my Phage 1. Nearly all done, actually. I wouldn't say done. Just, I'm just thinking, I'm just talking about that. Well, after these, I'm just thinking, really. Apparently, after this was all done, Gorillaz music, all this Phage 1 was done, in 2D, Murdoch and Russell and Noodle all got offered to Hollywood. But they were kicked out of Hollywood because Murdoch was still in ashtrays. 2D was not getting to his end mind. Russell was just missing his ghost friend, I think, was starting to move, still losing more mind, and Noodle wanted to know more heritage, I guess. So they split up and ended. Sad, really. For Damon, he went back to Blur. Jamie stayed with his drawings, and that's about it. But then later on they came back, which I will tell you in the next video, Demon Day.